So we listened to the first 2 chapters of our story called Spartacus by Russell Punter. And we found out that Spartacus had been sent to be trained as a soldier, to be trained as a gladiator at gladiator school, and he didn't want to. So he escaped with another gladiator called Crixus. They plotted an escape, and finally they managed their escape by stealing lots of weapons from the kitchen. And then Spartacus ordered them to plunder, which means steal lots of weapons so that they could be armed and fight in battle. So we're on chapter 3, Volcano. Although Vesuvius was a massive volcano, it hadn't erupted for years. For now, all the gladiators had to worry about was the climb ahead. On the side of the volcano, the rebels rested, sharing out the plundered food and drink. Well, I told you a minute ago that when they plundered the weapons, it means they stole them. And now here they've plundered food and drink, which means they've stolen food and drink to keep them going. Then they elected leaders, including Spartacus and Crixus. News of their escape spread throughout Capua, and they were joined by runaway slaves, including many women and children from nearby farms. The frustrated Capuans sent local soldiers to deal with the rebels, but Spartacus's men quickly defeated them. Arg! You can see them fighting here. Soon, word of Spartacus and the others reached Rome. The city was home to the senators who controlled the Roman Republic. All their best legions, which means armies, parts of the army, were fighting abroad. So a group of semi-trained, which means they're not quite trained yet, soldiers under the command of Claudius Glaber was sent to defeat Spartacus. They set up camp near the top of Vesuvius, trapping the rebels at the summit. We've got a little bit of inference to do here, so we've got to look a little bit closer. So if the legions set up their camp near the top of Vesuvius, which trapped Spartacus and his rebel army at the summit, we can work out what the summit means. Here, can you predict what do you think the summit might mean? We have them at our mercy. What do we do now? Crixus asked Spartacus. The only other way down is a sheer drop. Spartacus looked around the mountainside for inspiration. All he could see were the tangled vines that covered the landscape. Got it, he exclaimed. If we pull up these vines, we can knock them together and use them to climb down. So you can now see that the summit must mean that they're stuck at the top. They've got to climb down the sheer drop of the mountainside. The rebels waited until dark, then they silently descended the side of the volcano until they reached a ledge. Follow me, whispered Spartacus, leading his allies around the mountain. Up ahead, he spotted the Roman camp. Let's surprise our enemies. The rebels charged out of the gloom and leapt on the unsuspecting Romans. What? Arg! Panicked, Claudius and his men fled down the volcano in terror. Look at them run, laughed Spartacus. We're unbeatable. As winter approached, another officer and his men were sent from Rome, but they were humiliated and defeated too. Spartacus reckoned his rebel army was now at least 70,000 strong. They had made camps throughout Campania in southern Italy, raiding local towns for supplies. It seemed as if no one could stop them. That is the end of chapter 3.